Christina Tha xin kính chào quý vị. Hi to Victoria. I'm here in downtown Los Angeles at the Regal Cinemas for the premiere of Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. I can't wait to see who shows up, so let's not waste any more time and hit the red carpet. So you're the producer for Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Is this really the last one?
This is the last one, yeah. This is where we explain Alice and the origin of the Umbrella Corporation.
Really? So how were you able to get, the whole entire crew back together?
Everybody loves doing these movies. We're one big family. We've never had any problem getting anyone to work with us. Paul and I love to create a family atmosphere, and I think people really enjoy it. So they're very happy to come back.
So right now, a lot of action movies are in right now. So what makes this film different?
It's action and horror, and a very strong female protagonist. And zombie dogs. Zombie dogs.
Zombie dogs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are those?
They are a creation of the Umbrella Corporation, and they are genetically modified dead dogs who've been brought back to life. They're one of a kind. Absolutely terrifying.
Oh my goodness. They sound very creepy. Is this the first time they've been in this movie?
No, we've had them in a number of the other movies. And we decided to bring them back for the final.
And then any other surprises that we're going to find out about?
You're going to have a big surprise when the origin of Alice is revealed.
You play Cobalt in this film. Tell us a little bit about this character.
Okay, she's a fighter, and her personality is very strong and tough, and she fights alongside her boyfriend. Yeah, and she's killing a lot of zombies. Yeah.
Did you do all of your stunts?
Yes, I did.
No way.
Yeah.
How did you train for all of, the shooting and all the kicks and punches?
Yeah, it feels so good. I tried. I was training using the real gun. Yeah. It was very fun, and they said, "Please don't kill us. Be careful." And I did what? And I said, "Don't do that." Yeah.
How fun!
It's a good memory. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! What was your favorite scene in the movie to shoot?
My favorite scene is explosions,
Oh, you like explosions?
and zombies running here, and I shoot that's my favorite scene.
So you're one of the producers of this film.
Yes.
What made you want to work on this last franchise?
Well, when you start 10 years before, then you cannot stop working on this franchise because you are addicted. It's like millions of people that play the video game, they're addicted, and that's why the video game is so successful. And that's why we find a very beautiful twist into our movies, and people see what they don't have in the game, and in the same time when they want to see in the movie. So it's complementary. So it's always great to open the mind of the gamer and create a universal story for everybody.
So now that this is over, which game are you gonna recreate?
Well, there is a lot of video. I have another franchise called Silent Hill. Then I made Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, and very soon Silent Hill 3. So I love horror video games. And I have a new one that will come that we are working on with the director of the first Silent Hill. It's called Fatal Frame, and it's a very, very, very successful video game in Japan that I hope will make very soon too. It's one of my beautiful learning is how to adapt a video game into movie.
So you play Razor in this movie.
I do.
Tell us a little bit about Razor.
Razor. I'm laughing because there's a whole story about Razor was originally Michael, and then over the course of filming, he became Razor, and there's some kind of behind-the-scenes reasoning behind that, but I can't divulge it because it'd be rude to. But no. I mean, he's a great character. When I first read the script, I looked at this guy, and he is on the where you want to be. He's on the killing zombies. He's on the I don't mess around. I've got one job to do. It's to stay alive, and the second job is to kill zombies. And if you're on Mila's team doing that, you're going to be happy as an actor, you know?
Definitely. I mean, how does it feel to be a part of, the last installment of this huge franchise?
Yeah, that's amazing. That really is amazing because so I worked with Paul Anderson originally like about 23 years ago on a movie called Shopping, and we were both starting out. And so to be with him on that movie and then 23 years later to be with him on this and to watch that arc, to watch that growth of him as a director and then him watch me grow as an actor, and then to be a part of the franchise that is really the final one coming to an end, which has been really successful, and to be on the right team, I'm really happy about that,
Hi, how are
Hello,
you?
darling. How are you doing?
Good. So tell us the character that you play, Doc, right?
I play the character of Doc. Sorry, someone's taking my turn. Doc is the leader of a small group of kind of survivalists in Raccoon City, and they're just trying to not get eaten and not die. And Doc is a de facto leader of this band of individuals trying to survive.
And, this has been a huge franchise. They've made $1 billion off of just the movie franchise alone.
Right.
So how does it feel to be a part of the last one?
I feel very privileged because I think this is the best one. I've watched all the movies and I love them, and I think this is a wonderful way to tie the franchise together. Paul wrote an awesome script. It brings the arc of Alice's character together in a beautiful way. So I feel very privileged to be a part of that.
Yeah, because this one explains where she comes from and all that.
It does. It explains where she comes from, why the whole thing happened, and it's very satisfying.
So there's closure for everybody.
For everybody, yes. In a really beautiful, fun way where there's still enough within your head to kind of imagine, but you also feel satisfied with it. Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to watch it.
Hope you enjoy it.
Did you have a lot of fighting scenes, or?
I had quite a lot, but I had this really great stunt guy in South Africa, a guy called Nathan Barris, who's the nicest dude. So when it came to really fine, intricate stuff, he'd handle all the kind of really cool stuff, and then I'd try and make what he does look cool, sort of.
Did you get to play with weapons?
I did. We did a couple of days weapons training, and it was fun. It was fun. It's nothing like firing a gun at a tree. That's about as much as I want to do. But yeah.
What's your favorite part of shooting or being in this movie?
Oh, there's so many. I have to say, working with Milla, I mean, I grew up watching Milla and I've always been so inspired by her. She's such a strong woman. And watching Resident Evil when I was younger, although it scared me, and I probably was a bit too young to be watching it, I hadn't seen a woman be such a strong character like that. This is way before it became a topic that we were talking about in Hollywood. So working with Milla, working with Paul, and it was my first film that I did over here. So I have like a very big place in my heart for it.
Can you tell us a little bit about Abigail?
Yeah, Abigail is just sort of one of the people that's kind of very resourceful. She's made her own way. She doesn't know any of the guys yet. She's just trying to stay alive, and then Alice comes her way and she decides whether or not she wants to trust Alice and go on that journey or keep doing what she was doing. So that's about it.
So how does it feel to be at the very last film of Resident Evil?
It's exciting. It's exciting. This movie tells the truth about Alice and the truth about the Umbrella Corporation and their real agenda and the truth about the Red Queen. So it gives a lot of big reveals away. And these are secrets that I've been keeping for 15 years now. So it's really exciting to be able to finally put them in a film and put them in front of people.
Yeah, so this gives closure for a lot of people. It gives us meaning behind Alice and where she came from, why certain things happened to her.
Well, exactly, and what I'm hoping is when you see this movie, I think it's going to blow people's minds and it's going to make them want to watch the whole franchise all over again with new eyes.
Yeah. And so how does it feel to be working with your beautiful wife, Alice, Milla?
It's amazing, to be able to do what you love, filmmaking with the person that you love. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Do you guys rehearse at home at all together?
Yeah, I mean, there's no real separation between work and our private life. It's like one endless continuum of movies, and because we both love films, we talk about films all the time, and especially now that our daughter is in this movie as well, it really became like a family affair.
I was just going to ask, your daughter is gorgeous, and I was going to ask if she's in the film.
Yeah, she plays the Red Queen, so she actually has, I think, twice as much dialogue as her mother has.
Oh gosh, stop it. They are both beautiful. You're so lucky to be, surrounded by two gorgeous women.
I know. And I got a third little one as well.
Oh, look at you. So lucky. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Resident Evil, the final chapter, has a lot of female actors in this. So, tell us how it feels to be part of this movie.
Well, when I first signed on to it, one of the things that really attracted me to this movie is that it was an action film led by a woman. And you didn't really see that when she first started in them. And now here we are. I've done 3 of these movies completely led by women, made over $1 billion in this franchise. But what it's about is that they never pit us against each other. There weren't the cliche catfights. You see us support each other and thrive and encourage each other. And that's something, we build each other up in these movies. And so this is for sure a zombie killer, shoot 'em up, bloody, all that. But on the underneath, when you really go under it, there is a lot of girl power happening in this film.
Oh my God, that's such a strong message because I feel like women, we should be empowering each other, not like hating on each other and putting each other down.
I couldn't agree with you more. And so that's something in Resident Evil that's been really wonderful over the years to get to experience that I have with Milla. And, we travel around the world with this movie. This is a fan favorite. This isn't a critic's movie. This is a movie for the fans. And when we travel around and we get to talk to them, we hear how inspired they are. We hear how encouraged they are and excited they are about life and taking things on, that yes, they can do it. And so that's a part of this movie that I never thought I would have when I first signed on.
This movie has you guys have a lot of women empowering each other. So is that the message you want to teach your daughter?
Well, of course. For me, I've always enjoyed doing things kind of against the norm. And, playing strong female leads was not normal, never has been normal. And, of course, people said I couldn't do it. So, of course, I wanted to. And but I have a passion for it, so I'm really happy that it resonated so much with the fans.
If I could wake up with no memory, there'd be a lot of people I would not want to remember. If you could wake up with no memory in real life, what would you not want to remember?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can talk about this on camera. There's quite a few things that I would like to forget. And I'm just saying, thank God there was no Instagram when I was a teenager, because that would have been it. Then you would be talking about those Instagram photos and going, do you really want to remember this? Exactly. No. I'm glad that most of my regrets have not been documented.
Paul talks a lot about, just speaking to him, when, the first ever Resident Evil came out, a lot of people didn't know how to take a female action lead, but you kicked ass. How did you feel about that, getting involved? Were you kind of skeptical? I don't know how people would take this, or how did you feel about it?
I was a big fan of the video game. I played it with my little brother.
So you actually played the video game?
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
of people
yeah.
don't even know that this is a part of that. There are people who don't know that, right?
I guess so, but for all the people involved, we were big fans of the game. Me, my husband Paul, Michelle Rodriguez. We came in being fans of the game. So we just thought, what an amazing movie that, it's outside of Hollywood. It's got zombies in it who we haven't seen in almost 20 years. How cool is that? And the fact that the females have these strong leads was very unique and very different for the time. It reminded me of Aliens with Sigourney Weaver, which literally changed my life when I saw it. And I went, wow, women can do this. And to know that I could be a part of something where maybe some other young girl could watch me and go, wow, women can do this. And it has happened. And I've had so many girls come up to me and go, I followed my dreams after watching Resident Evil. And that just makes me so proud. It makes everything worth it.
How have you grown from the first Resident Evil to this very last Resident Evil?
Well, unfortunately, I've grown a lot. It's been almost 15 years, so,
Do you do all of your own stunts?
Listen, I do as much as I can. I love doing the fights. I love doing wire work. So I guess I would do 90% of everything, and I don't ride a motorcycle though. So that's all smoke and mirrors.
And was this one harder for you because you were kind of coming back after, having your baby and all that stuff? You kind of wanted to be in mommy moments, but then you had to jump into the, picking up the guns and riding the motorcycles.
Listen, there's nothing harder than being a new mom, nursing a baby in your PJs at home, and that's just where you want to stay. To have to motivate yourself to get out and get into superhero shape, that was tough. But, at the same time, there's not much more that could have motivated me, I guess. Like, if it wasn't Alice, I wouldn't have gotten out of bed, so.
Kính thưa quý vị, make sure you check out the last installment of Resident Evil when it hits theaters. This is a billion-dollar franchise, so make sure you guys check it out. This is Christine Anta for Hollywood First Look Features. I'll see you guys next time. Kính chào quý vị.